You guys have to dance this song. Come on. This is how DJs be in a kafunda, I think. They have the guys, they are local fans next to them. They're running their own thing.
So we're local fans, eh?
Hey, you guys are local. Cool. You're local fans. Fine. Today you're going to accept your local fans.
That's fine.
Welcome to another episode of the Fat Cats podcast. My name is Dexter. I'm sitting in for the two resident Fat Cats. One Ruben who's missing, and another Edwin Wabwire who's on sick leave, supposedly. With me today, I have some interesting gentlemen on my right and left. To my right is, for those that know, if you just look at his jersey, you'll know. For the first time ever on the Fat Cats podcast, for both of them anyway, but for the first time ever, we have a Zimbabwean fan in the house. Let's give it up for this gentleman. Yeah? He'll introduce yourself. Just tell us your name and what you're doing here.
Yeah, my name is Hector Onai Hector Mutambashara, to get the full names. Yeah. So I'm here with you right now.
With me, yes, Dexter.
Have a chat about the egg that we chase around.
That egg ball, egg thing we like running around after.
Yeah.
And to my left is a man that needs no introduction in Ugandan rugby spaces. For those that like or liked frequenting the famous place called Legends. Let him also introduce himself and then I'll take it from there.
Darren Rutagwera is my name.
Yep.
I'm the vice chairman of COBS.
Perfect, vice chairman of COBS. So to my right is an African champion and the newest, almost recent African champion and the newest and most recent entrant into the Rugby World Cup 2027.
Australia 27.
Exactly, Australia 2027. Will you go? Are you going?
Definitely. What's
the target?
Definitely. Just watch the rugby and see our boys through.
Yes.
Win or lose.
There shouldn't be a loss. Just win-win.
I do understand.
No, I mean, we've been at it for a while. I mean, this game of ours. Today's topic is just going to do a contrast from the Ugandan team that did the win in 2007. By that time, it wasn't Rugby Africa Cup. It was CAR, Confederation of African Rugby.
Yeah,
exactly. And then what the Zimbabwe team did this year, winning the Rugby Africa Cup now. I mean, the letters are now changed. The only thing that has remained there is A in the middle. It's Rugby Africa Cup. That time it was the other one.
The other way around.
Gentlemen, as we delve into this now, and I would like to know, what is your rugby story? How did you guys get into rugby? I'll start with you, Hector.
Yeah, sometime back in, I think, 96, 95. I was in primary school by then, yeah?
Interesting.
I don't think... there was some rugby clinic that came at school back in Bulawayo in Zim. Yeah, skinny boy by then, but picked interest somehow. Found myself learning the game here and there. I really never played.
Okay.
One way or the other, I found myself playing cricket.
Oh, really? Interesting.
But that was the start of this whole thing. Then along the way, of course, I met a couple of gentlemen, Zim boys, of course. Boys who had gone to the A schools of Zim, and it was always rugby. So I found myself joining in, loved the game, and here I am.
You're definitely not a most recent rugby fan. 1995, 96, Darren.
No, I watched the Jonah Lomus of this world.
You watched the Jonah Lomus, exactly.
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah. So I've watched rugby. I've been a fan from back then.
Perfect. Darren, what's your side of the story?
That takes me to almost the same time, because in 98 I was in S3 in St. Leo's College, Chigori.
Oh dear. I'm seated with ancestors, man.
One Henry Rujumba
introduced
rugby to our school.
Interesting. St. Leo's?
Yes.
Chegobe?
However, there were so many injuries because we were targeting people who bullied us and all this.
Yeah, it was
So
the form.
we had our headmaster then, Brother John Flood, said, no, this can't be on.
Yeah.
So that was my first introduction to rugby.
Interesting.
Until I joined Aga Khan 2001.
Yeah.
That's when I started going to Legends.
Hey, 2001.
Yeah.
Legends became a thing for you.
And I made it a home in my A6 vacation.
Okay.
And
You've never left.
here we are.
You've even refused to leave, I'm told.
I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, so Hector,
Yeah.
you transitioned from Zim and then came to Uganda. I understand you've been in Uganda for 15 plus or minus years, but the number is around 15.
Yeah.
Has rugby been a part of your journey since you came to Uganda or even before you came? But in Uganda
So
particularly.
in UG, it's mostly been me being a fan and watching a lot of test rugby, international test rugby from Velocity. So the Velocity team, the Velocity guys, Emma and friends.
Interesting.
So they're my boys. So we watch a lot of test rugby from there. So it's mostly been on the fan side.
Okay.
I haven't really been part of the local rugby for one or two reasons. But I believe the game has grown from the time I watched a local game way back. But then it wasn't very much impressive. It was as good as school rugby. Yeah, that's what I would say. So I really never picked interest from there. So when you're someone who watches test rugby, then you come back to watch rugby in the mud.
Exactly. You're like, no, I'm not going to do this.
Not looking down upon the players in the rugby, but ideally it wasn't very nice.
You're used to seeing the guys on nice stuff, and then the switch.
It was a bit traumatizing somehow. Yeah.
I hope you're not referring to that famous picture of Scott.
Not really. Not really. Not really. So
That didn't take long.
The first time I watched a local game, it was mostly about big hits.
Oh.
Yeah, for someone who's been watching rugby for some time, you're looking at the technicalities side of things, the quality of the game. And it's not just about the big hits. Rugby is a gentleman's game also. I understand it's all about cricket, but rugby is a game that is beyond the big hits.
Okay, impressive.
Yeah.
Darren, where were you? 2007, when Uganda won that cup. Where were you?
I can't remember, but I do remember the after party.
Oh, really?
Well, I do remember the
Take
after
us
party
through this. I mean, this is what I have come for, this
we
conversation.
had so many people on that team were Cobs people.
Cobs players.
So I do recall one time by then Kampala Rugby Club, and the celebrations were on. And I knew a few people like Alan. So yeah, it was a good party.
A good party. Where was the party? Was at UA?
I was young. I couldn't afford a lot of beer. So
I can only imagine, had Uganda won at Nambole, now with the money in the pocket,
right now we would be in Australia.
Would be
I believe.
Which is where Hector is headed.
Yeah, of course.
I think you're already making bookings.
Nah, it's still early days yet. But,
Early days.
At heart, we're already in Australia.
Yeah, I can imagine. Now that takes me to what that win meant for you, how you felt.
Oh, I mean, man, it was fantastic. The boys deserved it. I think earlier on when we spoke, we talked about the preparation that they went through.
Yeah.
Everyone who's been part of this, the trust, the government came in, the boys themselves, like everyone, like it's been a journey, yeah. I think that we were the first African team to go to the World Cup and the inaugural World Cup.
That was 87.
Back in 87.
87, yes.
Yeah.
And I think you did the next time as well.
That was it.
Was it.
So this is our second
This is
time.
the second time, huh?
Exactly.
Impressive.
So it's been a long time in the waiting. Yeah. So you can imagine, like everyone is talking Sables in the country. It's a big thing.
Which is what such a win means for a country.
It means a lot.
I can only imagine when we saw the fans thronging Nambole, in support of Uganda, that first game, as tight as it was, but then the support that now switched to Zimbabwe for the semi-final, I think, and the final.
Yeah.
It was unique watching, the crowd give the players, there's always that other man.
Exactly. You have the 16th man in the stands.
Yeah.
You saw the way our boys played. They wanted this.
Yeah.
I'm sure the Namibians wanted it, but the boys wanted it more than them. Yeah. The boys, like, up to the last whistle.
Yes.
The boys were on it. It was beyond. It was just like magic.
It was a very good final.
Yeah, it was.
It was a very good final. You could argue that had they had 5 more minutes per se, Namibia was trying to reel themselves back in.
We'll never know, but
You can't tell.
No, when they missed that penalty kick,
Yes,
that was it.
That was it.
You saw the turnover.
Of course,
just at the end.
Of course.
No, it was a final that deserved all.
Well, what an experience Uganda served up for that tournament.
Yep.
We are still reeling from it. As a matter of fact, tomorrow we're having the repechage, whereby Namibia is taking on the UAE.
Yeah.
And we are supposed to switch colors. You're not supposed to switch from this and then switch to the blue of Namibia.
No, right now, I don't think you should care about
to go and support Namibia, so that we can have 2 African countries.
Yeah,
3,
in fact.
Well, South Africa is on its own, so I don't know what they're doing.
They are on their own tier, but they're still Africans.
Yeah, they're all Africans. So it would be really nice to have
3 of us.
3 of us, exactly, in that tournament. As we have these conversations, we are at the Gardens in Nigeria. Don't forget, or do not always miss up the opportunity to, on your way home or to town, you can always drop by in Nigeria, the Gardens. We are seated here. Tomorrow there will be the East African Meat Carnival, I believe, whereby it happens every end of month, every last Saturday of the month. You can come, grab a few mates, mix and mingle with a couple of like-minded fellows, lovers of meat. There's also an utake, which is, I think, your favorite. I can see you're excited. The utake themed Saturday as well, which happens, I think, the first Saturday of the month as well.
That reminds me of Stakeout,
now you're starting to take us now back to your age, exactly.
This is where Dexter will never know certain things.
I bumped into Stakeout once or twice.
The Kampala that was.
The Kampala that was. You guys should just have a side thing on your own and have a conversation about this. But now back to the rugby. I would like to now find out now. For you, you've been at it for a while. You've seen, both of you. How has rugby changed since 2007 per se? Let me start with you, 2007, and then I'll come to you, Hector, on the Zimbabwean side of it.
I believe the game has come quite a long way. Looking at even the play, the technique, and all these things. Remember, as Hector said earlier, the big hits were the biggest thing, whether they were dangerous or not. But today, the game at least protects the players.
Yes.
Which is a plus for the game. And if you look at maybe the number of injuries, even leading to death, have substantially reduced. So I think that's a big plus for the game.
So the substantive changes have been in regards to
the technical part.
Safety.
Technical. Safety, which is very key. But what of the...
But also, if you look at it now, we are no longer looking at rugby as just a game. It's a commercial part of...
Oh, yes. Which is very key.
Life. And this is where our clubs can thrive. Because if you are looking at even the New Sports Act,
yes,
it's pushing us towards
commercializing sport. Hector, is this the same in Zimbabwe? Is this what's happening there now?
We're a bit ahead because we have the culture bit of it.
Okay.
Rugby is
a culture
game,
now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not now, but it's always been part of a certain part of the society. Yeah, football has been, of course, in Africa everywhere. Football has been the African man's game, and rugby has been Muzungu's game back in the days. So you'd find rugby was in A schools in Zim, and you would not find it everywhere. Just like the clinic that that came to our school back in the days, it was trying to popularize rugby to everyone else. So it was a game that was not for everyone, as per se, but with the success of the game, slowly, of course, everyone gets involved. So mainly in Zim, it's our schoolboy rugby is quite popular.
Yeah.
We have derbies that do exist, and there's going to be one over the weekend, I'm sure.
Is it going to be aired online?
I'm not very sure about that, but we'll find out soon after this, and we'll probably share the link.
Okay.
Your
league is still on right
now? Right now,
a break.
I'm not sure. I haven't been following that much, but all I can say is the boys are back in town, and the boys will actually be there for a big schoolboy derby.
Okay. They will go to watch that game.
Watch and parade. It's big. It's bigger than all these club games. Like
impressive.
I've said, our schoolboy rugby is quite big. Our grassroots rugby has been, sponsored more than probably the league.
Impressive.
Yeah. But over time, like he's talked about it, the game has been commercialized a bit. Sponsors have come in, individuals have come in. I know of a trust that was set up to cater for the players and all these other things. And, the game is growing. In the past few years, of course, we struggled along the way. As a nation, we've had challenges here and there. And, of course, everything goes down the drain because of such. But one way or the other, individuals have come through. The corporates that have come through, like Network, you see here, the game has survived.
And which is key, which speaks to what you're talking about, commercialization of the sport, which is a conversation I feel feeds into the question I asked about the difference in rugby before, back in 2007 and now. Looking at all this, look, our chief sponsor today, Nile Special, you're having a beer, but their tag, reach for gold in rugby, it's immense. They've heavily invested in the sport. But then he raises something I would like us to touch on further, which is a key difference in regards to the sponsorship in schools, grassroots, and here in Uganda. Zim, he has said, and I would like to go and research further on that, about
school rugby.
Schools rugby being heavily invested in. What say you, Darren, in regards to that for us here in Kampala, Uganda?
When you look at our rugby today, Uganda Rugby Union is focused more on our clubs. Because if you look at the Nile sponsorship package,
yes,
caters more for the championship, the national team, and all this. But when we're looking at age grade rugby, there is actually so little that we invest in that area.
Okay.
And that's the difference I think we have. They are able to see results in 5, 10, 20 years.
Yes.
While us here, it's the same scenario, because players join the clubs. That's when they can start.
That's when they start being seen.
They start being seen.
Yeah.
But if the sponsorship trickle down to age grade, to schools, such that by the time the players get to playing for their clubs, for the national team, there is already a finished product.
Yeah. Seasoned players already.
Yeah.
Seasoned players.
And that's one of the reasons you see the challenges we have. The selection of our national team is always the same.
Yes.
Why?
Yes.
Because if you are selecting, you go to the club and pick the best players.
Yeah.
You are not monitoring players from the
grassroots, the guys coming up.
Until you'll be saying, there's this guy.
Yeah.
So that's one of the biggest differences we have.
And I think, speaking of which, you look at Kenya, Uganda, Zimbabwe now. We are getting more involved in Zimbabwean rugby, getting to know a little bit more. There's been that Victoria Cup that's supposed to have been done.
More now we are getting to international tournaments. Getting
exactly.
to World Cup qualifiers. This is where we need to actually put a hand and grow players from.
Because you see, at least what you've said, you can tell there's a system of raising these players, when you look across at Kenya, I don't know much about Zim, but I know for a fact, I remember Hilton, Mudariki, the captain now, in 2018 was in Kampala here for that tournament. He didn't play.
Under 20.
Exactly. He didn't play. But look at him. I mean, 2018 is 7 years ago, and he's a young man, still a young man, barely 26, 27. He's now just coming into his prime.
Probably was just joining university.
They
just brought him on for the experience.
Just talk about the beast.
Mutawarira.
The Bok legend.
You can imagine.
He's a Zimbabwean, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay, he is South African, but he's a Zim boy. So you are scooped from school rugby. Scholarship to South Africa, before you know it.
He's going through a channel.
Exactly. Quite a number of boys have gone through the same.
So there is that urgent need to harness and further invest in the grassroots. We have the Uganda Schools Rugby Association.
Sure.
Its work retails around, of course, chaperoning the sport in the sports. But you note also that there are just this number of schools which are always in and out. They're in our faces. They're the derbies you're talking about, I guess. But we need more getting out wider, if we could have schools from the east, northeast. Yeah.
Smack, Budo, Emiliango. It's usually the same schools.
Which and me, I actually have no problem with the school. The schools actually churn out these players. It's the absorption. What happens when they come out? And before we had this, we sat down here, we were having a subtle conversation about this. What happens when they come back out? When they come out and then they're now just joining university, that phase there, I feel that phase is where we lose the most talent. That stage.
The fact that we have an amateur league, when someone goes to university and they are done, they will fend for, they don't see value in
purpose.
But if you made your sport semi-professional, professional, and the guy knows I can play rugby until I'm, say, 34. If we stretch it like some players, 48.
So like, I'll speak on Zimbabwe's situation right now. We now have an under-20 league, which has nothing to do with the main league. So the players you're talking about, you would find that they're kept busy, they're kept in the game, and they will actually realize their potential more if they are scoped at a young age, So literally, there's a lot of work to be done along the lines of, the grassroots, rugby from day one. Let the parents know that it's a safe game, because that's one of the biggest issues before we even blame the schools. No parent right now will accept a child to play rugby from the blue, but when they understand the benefits of the sport, and when they understand that the risks are mitigated here and there, what you always see at top end rugby is not necessarily that what your kids are going to be doing at a very young age. For example, we have touch rugby. Let the parents play some touch rugby, have a feel of the game. So the safety bit is a big thing, for the acceptance of the game. Then from there, we're looking at now saying, let's get them when they're young. Let's have age group rugby, under 12s, just the same thing you have with football. You've got an under 12 competition. You have an 15s, you have an 18s. Then it's easier that way.
But for me, I think still, furthermore, we need to widen the funding scope for, which is a lesson we need to copy from the Zimbabweans. I mean, these structures are actually in place. We have the structures. We have under. I mean, when you go look at these schools, I mean, I invite you to come and see the games being played. You will see big derbies as well, but you will see we have under 14, it's under 15, under 17, and then under 20. Now, for me, my biggest problem is that when people generate or graduate from under 20, there's that urge to, become the next Ivan Magom, to become the next Joseph Aredo, Wokorach.
Ideally, that's the most important step.
Yes.
When you are under 20. What next?
What
Because
next?
That's why you're going to university.
Exactly. I really hope that we could get funding in that stage and harness that talent. It's a mighty pool of talent at that age, whereby you have all these guys from all over the country, all now trying to get into the Premier League of what rugby is in Uganda. You of course always can't get those, and that's why we lose many people. You know, for me, I feel like that's where we are. But then moving on from the commercial, what about the coaching? You've spoken about parents' involvement.
Yeah.
Coaching in terms of course, parenting being a part of it, because that's, I think, part of coaching, encouraging the players, the young ones. But then also now, what is the pool of coaching looking like when it comes to handling these youngsters for the countries? You've given me a good understanding of what it is in Zim, and I can guess and say there must be a number of. But now, my man here, tell me.
For a while, as a club, we are looking for a coach that meets the criteria.
Yep.
That's level 2 plus and all this to be the main coach of Corps.
Yes.
It took us a very long time, and the candidates are not there. The few who are there are not interested in the game because it's still amateur. You are not paying them enough to spend this much time. So one of the things we need to encourage maybe our players while they are still playing to actually attend these coaching badges and all this.
While they're still playing.
Because once you want to do it after, it is not going to work for you.
There's a lot of things ongoing.
There is a lot of things. So we have to start when they are still playing. We started the under 20, that maybe guys get a level 1 while they're still playing. They do level 2. Maybe by the time in 5 years you have level 3 coaches.
Yes.
Who are interested in the game maybe, because that's one thing I believe can help our coaching.
The setup. Yeah. I'm actually
Interested to be in coach, eh?
Eh?
We need to do it. We need to get into coaching, eh?
No, I have a confession to make. I did my badges up to level 2. And then here I am, I'm here, seated hosting a podcast.
So here's an example.
So what we can all say here is to say we need to give people the reason to get into rugby, from the playing bit to the support bit.
Financial part.
Yeah. So if there's nothing to play for, really,
why bother?
Everything will be bothered. If you look at our boys right now, I might not know the exact salaries they're getting, but at least I know they're playing for something.
Okay.
Yeah, they're playing for something, and all that is coming from the support that the team has gotten from individuals, corporates, people who are interested in the game from all over the place. If you're running your business, which is making a few millions of dollars, as part of corporate responsibility, get 100,000, throw in there. If we have 5, 6, 7 people who do that, definitely we start the ball rolling. Yeah. So the whole idea is to say people need to do this for a reason. There are players who play for passion, but at the end of the day, if he has a twisted foot or whatever happens to him, an injury of some sort, there's no insurance.
Exactly, and that's quite just...
all those things. So really, at the end of the day, people need to get into the game for a reason. It's beyond just the game or chasing the
passion.
egg. It's beyond the passion. We need to consider a situation where, like you said, the government is pushing towards professionalizing sports, but we don't have to wait for them. They've started the ball rolling. How do we get more?
They have actually given us the law, so it's us to make it happen.
Exactly.
It was very interesting when the Africa Cup had actually started. There was that news piece that came in that the Zimbabwean president had given their team $100,000 US. Yo, was it US dollars or Zimbabwean dollars? US dollars. I can assume those players must have said, "This is the win we're looking for. Let's take it." I mean, you know what a boost that can be for a group of young men who have just, they're putting their bodies on the line, trying to get them over,
See, I was talking to one of the TMs of the team. They were really not happy being in camp without any external. It's as if you're in a prison.
Oh, really?
So imagine you get news like that in camp.
Yes.
Either bonds you together as a team
Or
and
crashes.
motivates you or crashes.
Or crashes you.
Yeah.
Guys be like, this is it. Turn up, I've been waiting for.
It might not be that much, but also it comes back to the management of those little funds that you get. For example, if we do a rugby run for the Cranes, do whatever it is, when we get that money, how is it managed?
Yeah.
So
Very key point he has brought now. And I don't know whether we should see a conversation into that direction, but
not really, but you see, whatever funding that's going to be gotten has to be used for the right reasons, So we cannot run away or shy away from such.
One of the biggest problems, we have the money, but one of the biggest problems we have is accountability.
Exactly.
If I get 100,000, I need to know how it's spent.
yes.
The other fan who is shouting his lungs out, if you tell him how it's spent, he's not going to bother much. If he knows it went to the right
Exactly. He's not bothered. That's for him, it's all about.
If it's used for the right reason, it will reflect on the pitch.
True.
Simple as that.
So, guys, away from the busy and the Kong staff, man, what we are talking about, I'm sure everyone knows. Whoever is in administration, whoever is in government, the players themselves. Let me take you now to your favorite moments in this sport. Huh?
Yeah.
You've had yours is predictable. Yours is predictable. But Darren, let me go with Darren. Let me go to Darren first. Tell me your favorite moment in the sport so far since you started watching the game. I mean, it's been years.
For me, I have many Cobbs moments.
Cobbs moments, huh?
Moments.
Yes.
I can go on 4 years without anything, but I will start there. The last win I had.
The last win as a Cobbs fan.
7s, 15s.
Yes.
I was a fan gallivanting the country with the team.
Yes. Everywhere they were going, you were part of them.
Where?
You knew what they were going through.
Yeah.
You should have come in your Cobbs jersey, clearly.
Well, as you said, this may not be the first and last time. So
Yeah, definitely. We would like
We
to
are
keep
not
having
going
you
anywhere.
here. And Hector,
Yeah.
without being so obvious, without guessing what you're going to say, tell me, what is it? What is it for you? That moment that made it for you?
Man. When the Namibian guy missed that penalty.
Yeah.
It was a thing.
That was it.
I remember it was a few days ago, but I was rallying the Kenyan fans to,
Support you guys.
support the Sables. I was in the stands. At that moment, literally everyone was standing on the stands.
Yes.
So that penalty, to me, my heart was beating because I knew, like, the moment they bang this in, they're 1 point ahead.
They're 1
and
point
it's
and
probably
it's
game over.
Like
It's probably
last play. It was
bye-
actually last.
It was, it was bye to Australia, yeah.
Fine margins.
So when he missed, for me, it was like, you know what? That's it. This is it.
And for me, that's the beauty of the
This is
sport. I mean, one man's sadness is the other person's greatest moment. Like, you could see how dejected the Namibians were. I insist, guys, whoever is watching, kindly make your way. I mean, I don't know when this will come out, but please, let's support the Namibians so that we can have 3 African sides in the World Cup for the first time, unprecedented, I guess. It would bode well for us to continue having these. And it makes sense, Yeah. The more you do that, the more you encourage what we're talking about, the kids, the systems. Governments now get more interested. Fun fact, rugby was the first sport that took Uganda to a World Cup. You remember? The women's World Cup. The women went for a World Cup back in... the first Ugandan sport to go for that.
Yeah.
And I remember they were showered as well. Government was excited. They're like, this is it. If 2 months later, girls are now crying. They're like, what's happening?
No, but I think it also comes back to consistency.
Yeah.
You can't raise hopes that high and crush them that low the next. So if you're consistent, Uganda right now we are in tier 1A. Do so well in there consistently over the years.
Keep it up. That's what
Now-
investors want
now
to see.
so
Yeah.
This time we're almost
Dropping.
we're on the verge of relegation. So meaning next year, people will not be excited about it.
Exactly. You always want, as you try to attract people, you're certain when you tell a guy, man, come through, I will make sure you have a very good time.
Yeah.
What's going to bring him today, tomorrow is what you describe it.
Yeah.
Which is now what Zimbabwe did. Last year they won here in Kampala.
Yeah.
Beat us by 2 points.
2 points.
We should be hating on you,
you,
but
you played a very good game, and I don't know how much changes were made to the team, the current
Not so
team.
many.
Yeah, but I just don't know what happened, because even like right now our biggest fear was meeting Uganda. We actually expected Uganda to beat Kenya, and we expected to meet Uganda.
yeah.
And that was one of the games, because you're playing the home team.
Yeah.
There is home support.
Yes,
And
yes.
the way they played last year, there was no way reflected in the way they played this year. I don't know what happened, but
You survived, eh? Meaning the Ugandan support or atmosphere at a game
Yeah.
is one you're acknowledging. Man, unfortunately, my team guys went. Edwin and Ruben went to Zimbabwe some time back, 2 years ago,
yeah.
and man, they came singing praise. They came back singing praise about Harare. I think it's Harare Sports Club.
It's close, 8, yeah.
Sports Club.
I think Edwin had even a song he learned.
He learned a song from there.
if,
Exactly.
if you watched us, there's a small group of supporters.
Yes.
We sang in unison throughout. Yeah. So it's one thing about us to say probably almost everyone has a song they've learned at school.
Yeah.
Then there are those songs that will be sung by the whole nation. And it's doing things in unison. That's the biggest difference. Ugandan supporters are gonna support. They're gonna come in. They'll be present.
Yeah.
That's one thing. But there are few seasonings that need to be done there to encourage the team. Yeah.
Cubs fans, tell us about this support.
I don't want to go there, but
You don't want to go there.
Win or lose, the noise should be heard.
The
from
noise should
stands.
always be heard, and I think they are quite a notable group of fans in the Ugandan rugby spaces that we know
Yeah.
that we will not mention on this podcast because there are two Cubs fans here. However, it's notable how great the fan, the 16th man, always pushes. I remember when we went to for the semi-final in Jinja, Hippos versus Cubs. The Hippos fans, I really implore you to come and start supporting local rugby. You will be interested to know. They were so loud. And when the Cubs started making their comeback, they didn't stop making noise. But when we got over the line and got the lead, suddenly, there's that calm that comes.
Yeah.
actually, Hippos guys, you have to give them their flowers.
Yeah.
They support their team no matter what. They are loud. They do whatever it takes for their team to win. You
Yeah.
have to give them their flowers.
They're your noisy neighbors.
No. The noisy neighbors left Legends and went to a place in Boyogerere we will not talk about. They are also very noisy. They want noisy. They are noisy until they start losing. Then you first say, okay, this is.
But you have to come and watch some of our local rugby.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start. When is the next season starting? I think it's soon, yeah?
Yeah, very soon. Sevens are beginning in 2 weeks' time. Yeah, next week, right?
Yeah.
Second, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2nd August. That's next Saturday.
Cool. I don't know whether you're a fan of sevens, but
More 15.
15th, eh?
15 is the
but
rugby.
15 starts, I think, in October, where
Yeah.
we are starting with Uganda Cup most likely.
Yeah.
We will be sure to present
And
Hector
I'm sure most of your players cross for now.
close to.
7th to 15th.
Yes, there is still that understanding.
No specialization, yeah.
No.
Specialization comes much later. And this takes me back. I have a point I want to make there, but I will save it for off the camera. I don't want to be misquoted in terms of
You don't want to be controversial,
the
yeah?
distinction between 7s and 15s. But that said, when you look at your present current situation in rugby in the country, in both your countries per se, how are we looking at rugby now going forward? Besides now you've won, what next? You're into the World Cup. What next? What happens?
So the focus right now literally is the World Cup. Of course, the boys have done us proud, but we expect more.
Okay.
Like, the moment you jump this bar, we expect you to jump the next one.
Okay.
So for now, I'm sure it's going to be preparation for Australia 27. The boys need to play more. They need more game time as a unit. Then, of course, development of it's a chance to get the rugby word across the country.
Yes.
More with this win.
Which is very key, I think.
Yeah. So, and more support. Like I've said, at one time our rugby was also probably where you are right now, where people would not know where the sponsorship, the monies are coming from. But it took individuals, it took a lot of groups, it took people who had the love for the game to get us back on. Yeah.
Yeah.
So more of that literally is what needs to be done more. Like I said, this is a big chance. The boys have marketed, the Sables have marketed themselves.
The Sables, yes.
So their success, especially at the World Cup, even just a win, it will do a lot for the game.
Okay.
I remember how I personally started loving the sports. I find myself watching more than rugby, and I'm not supposed to say that here, but it was Zimbabwe's success at the 98 Cricket World Cup.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember I started playing cricket with a wooden thing at home, calling the kids around, to come and play with me. And it was all spurred by the success of the team.
What happened at the World Cup?
So I can imagine what a win for the Sables would do to rugby as a whole in the country. And I believe in Africa as a whole, because right now when the Sables are playing, I'm sure they're carrying the backs of Ugandans, Kenyans, and all the other Africans where the game is not that big. But so it's time for the game to spread more to corners that were not feeling the game before. Yeah.
Darren, what does your survival?
First things first, we need to go back to the drawing board.
Okay.
Because the investment in this team was massive.
Okay.
The team is a good team. It has good players. We have a good technical bench. We had basically everything we need for a team to succeed.
Yeah.
So you just need to go back to the drawing board, figure out, okay, where
went wrong,
and just correct that. Because it's not that we're starting from zero.
Yes.
We've done amazingly well. But there are a few tickles you need to...
Clutch moments.
Yeah. If you're on the chessboard, you need to know
when to make that
when
move.
to make the move. We made our move, but now we are on the back foot. So what next?
Impressive. I support you when you say this team was heavily invested in. I do not disregard the work they put in. Like you've said, it just came down to a few moments where you just couldn't. And it's true. To be honest with you, I've tried to be a part of Ugandan rugby as they prepare for these tournaments. And this one was really... I do not agree with anyone who comes on and says Uganda wasn't prepared, the players were not ready. I think they were most prepared. They put their bodies on the line. There's no way you're going to tell a rugby player who's part of the cream of the country that because they lost, they didn't play their hearts out. You'll never sell that to a player.
If you look at the team we had this year, it is a brilliant team.
You will never sell that.
You would choose it again.
Exactly.
Maybe
over and
change
over.
a few tactical moves within the team, but it's the same team you pick.
Yes.
But one big question is how many tests do they play?
Now,
because you see,
that's one of the issues we've been talking about.
Because when you talk of test rugby, you're talking of different. It's a different level.
Yeah,
you
true.
can play your local game for as much as you want, but the team needs to play as a unit. I'm sure that this is quite similar to the Zim situation. These boys need to play more
international
games. Yeah.
Which is true. You guys, I think last year, from the time they won,
if you look at
we played a few tests along the way.
Look at our situation. Uganda plays what, 2-3?
Yeah.
We play
2-3 games. Yeah, exactly. They're just 3 in a year.
But in a year, you need about minimum 5 tests.
Yeah.
You're playing Tunisia, you're playing Zimbabwe, you need about 5.
Yes.
The more they play, you even test players
at a certain level where you can feel,
they start to understand what it takes to get into this and everything.
Exactly.
I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that. It's not only players. They need more exposure, get into that tough realm of test rugby.
That comes back to Africa Rugby doing something for...
Yeah. We stop looking out. We start looking within. Let's help one another. Have more tests internationally within. You know,
teams playing amongst themselves more often.
Exactly.
Create tournaments.
We need an Africa Cup of Nations version of rugby.
For rugby, exactly. Yeah. It would make a lot of sense.
And probably play the junior box as an invite team.
As an invitation, yeah.
we can even include the real box.
Oh, you yes, exactly. You invite like their side C or something. Let them win it for the first two rounds. Then there's that interesting story of how Uganda team 2007 traveled to South Africa for that camp, and then they had to hit
high school.
No.
Junior.
That, what do you call it? The scrum machine.
Yeah.
So the first training session they hit it. It didn't move an inch. They were like, nothing. This is not going to move. Second day they came, hit the thing. It didn't move. What's this? Well, they were still there, seated. In comes a side that's just there for, a junior side that's just training and everything. And the guys get into the scrum machine and they hit the thing, man, it moved. They're like, what do you mean? For us, we're a national side, and then these guys here, junior, So those are the things, like that exposure. It's very key.
It's very key.
Very key.
Important. Yeah.
Zimbabwe has exploited it to great effect, and I appreciate and love that. Namibia incidentally didn't play that much of test rugby either.
Yeah.
But what they have over us is international exposure. Their players are spread out all over international leagues.
Yeah.
So they have that over us. Of course, they play some in South Africa. Zimbabwe has now taken quite a number. You have Armand. Is that guy?
No. We always we've always had boys playing in SA.
Tino.
You know the fastest bok. One of the fastest books, there's Brian Albana somewhere there.
Yeah.
Chavanga,
yes.
The Zimbo, not
yes,
known
exactly.
to many.
Yes.
The Beast, of course. Yeah. Then we've got quite a number of players in the fringes all over the world, one way or the other, who qualify to play for Zim.
We need more of the Ugandans out there. So as we wind this down, because it's getting darker, parting questions. Do you think Africa should push for more than one, Rugby Africa Cup?
I believe we need a minimum of 5 teams at the World Cup.
Minimum,
I believe.
Yeah. So I think the current World Cup, the Australia 27, we're going to have more teams than before. So that's it's coming up. That means that the game is becoming more popular. Like from the time the game professionalized, a lot has changed. The game has become safer. The game has become more acceptable. And all that, so it's us to appreciate the game as Africans. We have the muscle, we have the meat, we have Sudan has locks.
Oh, yo.
All over.
You saw the Ivorians and the Senegalese,
Exactly.
Huge boys.
So it's
naturally big.
It's a game that we can get into.
We just need discipline.
Yeah.
Because I think it's one of the biggest things, even sports in Africa.
Yeah.
Our biggest problem is discipline. We don't give. You train today, you don't come.
So it all comes back to the fact that we're not putting much into the game. Like Zim is not rugby is not a fully professional game in Zim. In South Africa it is. Yeah. In all the rest of the countries in Africa, it's not. Yeah. So we need to come from where we are. I know we are semi-professional, but we need to get to that point where people have a reason why they are playing the game. Whether it's for the money, career, passion, but people need to have a reason why they're playing the game. You become disciplined as long as you know that this is where your meal is coming from. Yeah.
I believe this sports act of ours will actually shape teams into professionalism.
Yeah.
You either make it or you break.
Exactly.
Because they are not giving you any choice.
Yeah.
The sport as we know it. Who's that one player you'd like to see in a Ugandan jersey once again over the years that you've known or that you've supported, that you've seen?
Mine is simple.
Ugandan. Alan Musoke.
Yeah.
The man is always behind the microphone nowadays.
Simple. He's running with words.
He's not running with interesting. Hector?
For me, it's the Wokorich brothers. Yeah, those boys are just something else.
Impressive.
If the family can give us more of those,
you'll be extremely excited,
because you have brothers like that. It means it's in their DNA.
Impressive.
Yeah,
I'm glad to hear that. Coming from you, it's impressive. Thank you so much. And as we wind down, guys, what was your natural feel of Nambole? Can Nambole now host an international rugby tournament? I mean, what do you guys think?
Uganda can host anything.
I agree.
So
100%.
Leave alone the disappointment from the teams.
Yeah.
Uganda as a host literally is ready to host anything. That's a world-class pitch that is there, other than the stands that need to be completed.
Yep.
I'm sure, like any team, any country, any club is ready to come to Kampala to feel the vibe. Yeah. So
Exactly.
one thing I can say is that kudos to Uganda for being the host that they are. There is a lot that can be done, and as usual, UG is ready to have people in. So it's just making sure that the infrastructure is ready, and we're good to go.
I actually agree with him 100%.
Yep.
We can host anything. We can even host the Olympics.
Oh, impressive. Impressive.
Yeah, there's a training thing in Kapchora there, right?
Yeah, man. I've been. Have you been?
No, I've seen it on TV and all that, and it
I have actually
looks
been
very
there.
impressive.
It's quite impressive.
I've been there.
Look at the
too.
stadium in Hoima. I hope they've also done a small rugby thing on the sides.
Yeah, it's.
Is it on the side or it's part of? Is it believed we
I think
be
it's part
sharing?
of-
Yeah, I think it's.
It will be sharing, yeah.
Yeah.
And when is the rugby gonna play in Nambole, in the real Nambole?
That's a question for.
Because
these guys,
the first time I went for something up there, I actually thought we were gonna go into the main stadium.
The main stadium, yes.
That was the initial idea,
Yeah.
but the rugby experience, you need to be a little closer
Okay.
to the action.
Okay.
I think I buy that.
I get it.
I think I buy that.
Yeah.
There's something he's also not mentioning, which you alluded to. That fun party afterwards.
I get it.
Uganda.
No, but like we've just mentioned, Uganda is a host.
Yes. Tick.
Yeah, 2 years
100%.
running.
Major kudos to the
Major
Ugandan team,
kudos to
the local organizing committee for that.
Wow.
You must take your flowers. I think you're part of it. You must take them from us here, the team at Fat Cats. You already got them from a guy who's not Ugandan, Zimbabwean. He's Ugandan, yes.
It's not me.
By his
It's
state.
everyone involved.
Yes.
It's everyone.
Mm.
Even you as Fat Cats, been part of this.
Yeah.
Uganda Rugby Union organizing all this.
Yeah.
The International Local Organizing Committee
Uganda Tourism Board
did brilliant, bringing on all those partners.
Rock boom. Rock boom. Energize the sport.
You saw the
Nairo.
fans.
Huh?
Nairo.
Nailo and Nailo.
Yeah.
Very interesting conversations here, guys. And with those short or very lengthy referrals to the big partners, you must and cannot take anything away from what Uganda has done in hosting this tournament. As the curtain comes down on the, I think the biggest rugby tournament in the country so far, over the years, really.
Probably in Africa.
In Africa? You
Probably,
could say so.
most likely.
Does it beat? When did South Africa hosted in 1995.
Like we said earlier on, we don't involve.
There wasn't much.
We don't involve.
So we are talking.
We don't want to go to.
So we are now talking. Then we'll take the flowers. Biggest international tournament in Africa. Uganda proudly did that, and we are proud to have been a part of that journey. Each and every person you see on this set in different capacities, as you've had the conversations ongoing. We pray that we can have more of them. The game has grown exponentially. It's growing further, and Uganda hosting bodes well for all our regional. We, I think, have the best hosting, like you said, hosting skills, people coming in.
Ugandans know their thing.
They know their thing, eh?
Yeah. The vibe.
There's a guy who came here and he's still here, like 15 years ago, and the guy failed to go back. And with that, we'll come to a close of today's Fat Cats episode. Thank you so much, and have a good evening.